Hey everybody, welcome to Bird Brain 66. Got your two hosts here. On my left or right, as we always say, is Brian Bretsch. There he is, somewhere in cyberspace.
Hello,
And
all.
oh yeah, I should have just let you say hi at least before I kept talking.
It's all right.
Uh,
We're professionals.
yeah. So you got Andy Teague on your other side here. We are here to talk about the 2004 Fleer Greats of the Game. Would you say 100 and how many in this overall?
145 cards overall, 13 Cardinals in the Cardinal team set.
Roger that. And we had in the Forever set, which is an insert, there are 29 cards in that set, in which I think there are six Cardinals, if I remember off the top of my head.
Yeah, Roger that.
All right. And there's the first one up, Mr. Roger Maris. So the 67 team uh, got some significance with the recent passing of Tim McCarver. So it's well represented in here, not just Tim McCarver, but the 67 World Series team and also the 82 World Series team. It'd be nice if I could pull up McCarver's card there. Got
He
all the
passed away at the age of 81, kind of sad news. Hey, before we really talk about the rest of the set, let's talk real quickly, just like your quick take. Do you think that he was overrated or underrated as a broadcaster? Just a random question to you.
I think he was. I actually think he was a great broadcaster. I think he was, well respected throughout baseball. I mean, I think people tend to make fun of his accent, when he was broadcasting. But I think I think he was a fabulous color analyst. Great, insight to the game. When he did all the games for local stations, Fox or whatever where we happen to be. So, excellent broadcaster in my opinion.
Yeah, I thought he did a great job. He and the Joe Buck combination were awesome. So yeah, he gets an
Yeah,
unfair knock. I'm not 100% sure why. Again, a former player who turned broadcaster, another Cardinal catcher who became a broadcaster following in Joe Garagiola's footsteps. But yeah, I thought I mean, I agree with your take. I always enjoyed him. I know toward the end when he was doing the local stuff with Bally Sports Midwest that he had some knocks, from Cardinal fans who said he tended to ramble on. But I think that's just the newer generation of fans who just want to watch the game. And I
they want a
love
video game. They want a video game, is what they want.
Yeah, exactly. So go ahead and then mine are in alphabetical order. So who else do you got from that 67 team then? I got Mr. Brock here.
Oh, you already beat me to it. I was going to put Brock up there. Speaking of broadcasters from the 67 team, unfortunately not represented in this set would be Mike Shannon. So another
Correct.
color analyst for the not only the Cardinals, but in I think all of baseball. Very well respected and
Nice one to Gibby.
getting a little glare from my light there. Let me try to adjust that. Yeah, then lefty, the
I love
golden that he was called in a particular Fleer set. You remember correctly?
Say that again.
Lefty, the golden arm.
Don't remember.
Yeah, I can't. It might have been. I don't remember what year it was, but when they had the various nicknames for different players and stuff on some of
Oh,
the
right,
Fleer
right, right.
Fleer issue. Yeah,
I got several of those. But anytime you and I always talk about it, anytime you get a Steve Carlton card in a Cardinal uniform, it always makes me happy because I know obviously he pitched longer with the Phillies, but I think he had more success. Two World Series with the Cardinals. I think it was just one, right? The 1980 World Series with the Phillies. So the majority of his time was with the more success with the Cardinals,
well, I don't
except
even know if he was on the World Series roster for the Phillies, if I remember correctly, because Bob Boone was the catcher that year.
correct.
But yeah, so I don't even know if he was even on the postseason roster. It's something I had to go back and take a look at.
Yep.
No, we want to go to the eight. We want to go to another Cardinal royalty. Look at that terrible glare. Let's see, what's that? Mr. McGee.
Always love another one. Always got to have McGee cards. Keith Hernandez here.
Oh yeah.
Always make sure we show the back of the card. Just a whole bunch of cool stats, little logo birds on the bat back there. Cool.
And of course the Wizard. He's in that 82 set as well. I shouldn't say 82 set, but representing the 82 World Series team. Then we can go back a little bit, back a little further in time with this set. There you go. Look, that's a one photo you don't ever see too often. They repeat a lot of photos on baseball cards, but this one I can't recall on another card that I can think of off the top of my head that I've seen this particular photo. Maybe there is, but maybe not. So nice, nice. One reminds me of my grandfather is Pepper Martin, which happened to be one of his favorite players back in the day.
And this one was used a lot, if I remember.
Oh
This
yeah,
was on the 1930. I can't remember if this was on the Play Ball series. I'm trying to remember. But this is used several times. So I think the first one in my collection is either, I don't think it's Gaudy, I think it's Play Ball.
I think it's because it was one of the you didn't have a lot of action shots back then, so you actually had him in action back then. So
Don't forget about country.
oh yeah,
Again, love the back of this. Lots of cool stats there.
as we mentioned, there was also an insert set in here called Forever, and this one's the Forever Cardinals. So got some really cool cards in there, and I'll put that the man. There he is. Get that in there. Nice little description of Musial on the back of this as well. So they did a really good job with these things. They were limited to particular numbers based on the year. Like this one was 1941 for the Musial. So
Interesting subset because, at the beginning we talked about there being 145 overall for the Cardinal greats, and that in the bigger set, and this insert is only 29 Cardinals, and the Cardinals have 6 players represented, and there's only 29 cards, so kind of cool, and only 5 teams. Who else you got in there?
I'll get I'm kind of looking at the back of these because based on the rookie year as what I'm taking they're putting on there as far as the numbering is concerned for the player.
Another one, a lefty. Woot woot.
What do you got for Carlton on the back of there? What's it say?
It says, are you talking about what number it is?
Yeah, the number
Oh,
on
yeah,
the
yeah, it's 1965, so that's how many of them they made, and I have card
yeah.
number 786.
So here's Gibby, Hoot, 1959. So very interesting that they decided to do the print run for the cards based on the rookie year of the player that year.
Yeah, so what number do you have then?
Oh, which one?
The one that you just showed of Gibby.
1281.
Yep, that's what's cool about it. So here's one coming up. Got to look through my top of my glasses. 1919 for Frankie Frisch, because his rookie card was not obviously with the Cardinals, but with the Giants.
Right.
Love Frankie Frisch cards.
1928 for Pepper Martin.
Each one of them has a really cool write-up on the back too. I love what
right.
One that says about Stan Musial. Where did it go? I just set it down.
There again, the Wizard right there.
Cool one. His rookie year, 78 or 79. And it should.
They actually have it as 78.
Okay. That's what I thought. But just here's what it says about Stan Musial. He got his nickname. The man reportedly came after the Brooklyn Dodgers fans were complaining. Here comes that man again, because he was destroying the Dodgers at the time at the plate. What does it say about the Wiz there, Mr. Smith?
Just talks about his rise in his career following his trade to St. Louis in '81. our following 81 season, I should say. Won 10 straight gold gloves with the Cards, and every kid playing shortstop in the Sandlots tried to make the same acrobatic plays that he made. The Wizard of Oz also thrilled with his bat, especially in Game 5 of the 1985 NLCS. The famous "Go Crazy" quote by Jack Buck.
Mm-hmm.
I added that on there. That's not on the back of the card, so I don't want anybody getting upset if they did read the back of the card and they were looking for that.
And I'm going to test your brain power here for a second. So the Cardinals had a local radio station that came up with the song for them that became their theme song in 1982. Do you remember what that was?
They came up with was the Cardinals theme, the Cardinals theme song.
Mm-hmm. You know, when they were having the success, it was by a group called Kool and the Gang.
Yeah, Celebration. Are you asking me what the station was?
No. I just wanted to know if you knew what the
Oh,
song was.
oh yeah, I knew the song. I thought you were trying to really test me and ask me
No,
what.
no, because that station probably is not around anymore. If it's the one that I'm thinking of. So,
Probably not.
so overall, though, you and I have talked about this before. I'm just going to randomly throw up the Pepper Martin card again here. I love the Fleer crown. I'm also disappointed that Fleer, is no longer with us. They started out in that early 1982 when Donruss and Fleer joined the market with Topps, and I think they gave them a run for their money at times. But I really applaud these Fleer greats of the game card. Fleer, during the late 90s and early 2000s really came up with a cool little insert set every year. And then there was an insert to the insert with these Forever Cardinal cards. But
Yeah,
I do
they did a really good job in the 2000s with their inserts and their particular greats of the game and classics and things that they had done. They picked up some steam probably, right? I guess I would say around the 84 set, and just same with Donruss, that's when they really hit their stride as far as their card set was concerned. And, then obviously Upper Deck came along later. So it is a shame that these companies are now defunct because it's always nice to go back and look at some of these sets that were produced back in the, 80s and 90s and 2000s.
And strong design. I know we can't talk about it, but just grab one of these cards and even touch it. I mean, the look and feel, you've got some of the
Oh, it's
cardboard
yeah, it's solid. Yeah.
It's pressed so you can actually feel the border of the card. I mean, there was a lot of thought put into this design. And again, just want to give, the folks back then who were making these cards some kudos for trying some different things. Because there's so many cool cards in this set. I mean, I'd like it again. There's a Maris card, there's a Carlton card, there's a McCarver card. Then all of our favorites, Gibson and Gibby. So, the one that I am puzzled by. Oops, no, here he is. I forgot. My bad. I was going to say I was puzzled that Dizzy Dean was not in there, but he is.
Oh yeah, yeah.
My bad. I overlooked him, but anyway, so just a great run of different eras of some successful teams that went to the World Series. So overall, I think this is one of those stronger sets that if you're into capturing some of the older players like the Dizzy Deans and Pepper Martins and Slaughter, that this is especially if you're a new collector, this is one that you want to maybe take a look for. Yeah, and yeah, great point. Very affordable. So,
you want to close this out?
Absolutely. So, everybody, thank you again for joining Andy and I on this broadcast. We have a lot of fun doing this. We're continue to gain momentum in our social channels. This is probably one of the things that he and I look the most forward to, is to share the team sets, because there's just brings back a lot of memories of our childhood and some of the crazy antics that we went through to get to a card show, get to that place on Douglas where we used to buy the team sets. Always enjoyable for us. So with that, thank you for joining us. Once again, you can find us here on YouTube, BirdBrain66. We're also on Facebook. We're also on Twitter, and we now have Instagram, and our tag is always at BirdBrain66. So thank you all, and we'll be back again, hopefully with the guest here real soon, and we're going to add some new twist with some of our guests, and we're not going to share any of that until we get some of them confirmed. But on that note, thanks for watching.
Thanks.